Hello, welcome back. This is Grillenheimer. Okay, now I just did a 30-minute video. I went really long, and about some old cards that are getting a slight upgrades in text and how they work a little bit. Really jazzed after hearing that podcast today. Oh, 3 hours of it. Well, I've been working. I got to get back to working. In the meantime, I never got to reveal a few new cards, which I've been trying to do this. Let's see if I can go over a few of these super quick. Autobot Power Key. It's this. And what I did, why it looks like it kind of glows, is I put it up to the light, took a picture of it, made it a sticker, and put it on a space background. It's actually a picture of real space, supposedly. One of the same backgrounds I'm using for my Spittlebots. I can't wait to re-reveal those for a third time. Soon. Those are about ready to be re-revealed. I just need to do Stridor for the most part. This is utility. It's a star card with 3. I wanted to make a new 3-pip colored card. No traits. It's white, black, and blue. Something you normally don't see. And so it's going to have, it's 4 to attack and 1 defense. Because this is it's a super rare. My internet just went down again. Hang on, the storm is just, I'm having fun with work today. It's a star card, and being a power key, it's a utility. I've made a few other power keys also. I need to revisit those as well. Let's look at this super quick. You can only be put on Autobots only. Boom. So this is for Autobots. I do not have a Decepticon looking power key. Unless I can find one online or something to that effect, or off the TV show maybe, with the Decepticon symbol on it. Only 1 power key can be equipped on a character. That sounds pretty straightforward, pretty plain, but then I kind of double down in case you try to go, well, I've got this armor which allows me to have 2 utilities. Oh, I've got Galaxy Prime, so I can have more than 1 power key. In the words of Dennis Nedry, when another power key is equipped on the same character, scrap this card. So if you try to put another power key on a utility with this power key while it's on a utility to try to stack them, it's going to get scrapped. The previous one is going to get scrapped. So you cannot stack them. I thought that text seemed very pertinent. It seems right. And I wanted to have a nice strong utility that can't stack. Unlike some of the metric stuff that I tried doing. So there's Autobot Power Key. Let's look at Floating Throne, which, it needs to be a Decepticon faction card. And I was being very loose about handing factions to just about any card I made, because I wanted more faction-based cards. So there was that, and then I started pulling back and started looking at what the faction cards we had was Wizards of the Coast. I'm like, maybe not everything needs to be a faction card, but the whole idea was to try to have a deck of nothing but faction-based Autobot cards, and where you would have a certain set, not just all blue or all orange, but if you had a whole Autobot deck, what would that look like? If they were truly all factioned Autobot cards, etc., etc. So the Floating Throne is a picture from Beast Wars with Megatron on the Vok, or the alien throne, when it turned into what I call Jiffy Pop Megatron. It's an upgrade armor. It's only going to have the black pip for the flip, and it's going to give +1 to defense. So, little bit of a weak armor, but is it? Let's look at this a little closer. It's going to give anybody wearing it not just +1 to defense, but also tough 1. Well, that's not too bad, but it's still very basic. While this is on a Megatron, each of your other characters on your team has Focus 1. In a previous video I tried doing, I embarrassed myself and said, oh, let's put this on a leader on a combiner team. No, it has to be on a Megatron. And then your other team members can get Focus 1. So it, kind of like playing with the ability verbiage from Matrix of Leadership, okay? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. So there's that. So, boom, there's a perk. While this is on any character, it now has the leader trait. Maybe I should put, while this is on any character without the leader trait, it now has the leader trait, which what I was originally going to do. And I'm thinking, well, that just seems kind of obvious. So I didn't put without the leader trait. It now has the leader trait. Because if you put it on a leader, you're not adding anything to it. It already has the leader trait. So that line really means nothing. But if it's a Decepticon non-leader and you put it on it, it's going to have the leader trait. It's going to get tough 1 and get +1 for defense. Well, what does that do? Well, I've been playing around with the leader traits a little bit with some of my other cards like Leader Down, but of course then the character that has the leader trait needs to be in your KO. Well, if it's in your KO, it's not going to have this equipped now, is it? And some other cards that deal with leader traits. And it is a rare card, so it's not just anything you can just throw in as Junkion per se. Junkion. Yeah, I never said that before. So should we, I'm proposing, and I do this with every video, no one seems to listen or wants, I get some comments. I'm not saying y'all don't comment, but should it be more, Focus 1 is good for the rest of your team when it's on a Megatron. So you can have the 7-star Megatron be simple and good for him, and have a lot more your rest of your team have Focus 1, or you could have even a 10-star or 12 or 13-star Megatron, and whoever you have left, a couple of 6s and 5s or whatever, they'll all get Focus 1, and the Megatron will get tough 1 and +1 in defense. You put the utility on him, they give him extra armors, defensive configuration, is that right? And then you can have Floating Throne and something else on him too. Maybe you want to put extra padding on him. Boom, boom, boom. 3 extra paddings and a Floating Throne. There's your 2 armor slots filled up right there. So every little bit means something, and then he would have tough 4. So that's why I like trying to keep things small and simple. So that it's simple yet complicated. I think it's got a lot going for it. I feel like we need to do a little more with the traits. I think this is a good start. I only have time for 2 cards right now. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And so we went over the Autobot Power Key, a new star card, as well as Floating Throne, a new black pip card for Pierce. That's going to give any of your Decepticon leaders the leader trait when they sit on the throne, and which I've got to go to now myself. We'll see you next time. Have a great day, and remember to always flip out and let's roll for it.